Hello and welcome back to the Not the Old Firm YouTube channel. My name is Ben Banks, back in this video for an exclusive interview with Fulham striker Kieron Bowie. It's been a surreal time in football so far for the young striker, breaking through at his boyhood club Raith Rovers as a teenager, helping them win the League One title and promotion back to the Championship last season, before earning them a big transfer fee and himself a move to the Premier League with Fulham. It's been a great time for him, and we caught up with him about how his move came about, how it all happened in the middle of the global health pandemic, and his gratitude for John McGlynn and his time at Raith Rovers. We hope you do enjoy. Please do check out any other content we have out on the channel. We've got our Premiership previews and reviews going out this week. We've also had an interesting debate with SPFL directors from Stenhousemuir and Clyde on the return of fans to Scottish grounds and the potential impacts that could have should fans be locked out for any sustained period of time. So do check that out. It was an interesting chat. We thank Clyde and Stenhousemuir for their participation in that chat. But I'll leave you with my conversation with Kieron Bowie now. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video. But until next time, take it easy. So how have the first few sort of weeks and months been since you moved to London as a teenager in the middle of a global pandemic?
It's been a bit strange, but it's been good. It's been very good, actually, because everyone just made me feel so welcome. I've just sort of just took in my stride of it. It's been good. It's been a bit weird because not being any we've just started getting into a bit of a schedule just now, but before we were just training sometimes it was 10 o'clock, sometimes it was 1 o'clock, just whenever we could, and we were only there for 2 hours a day.
Right. See, when this move was sort of in the pipeline, had all the sort of end of season stuff kicked off yet?
Nah, because my move happened in January, yeah. So that's when it was all signed, and nothing like the corona or anything was heard of yet. So I was like, I'll just finish the season. Just finish the season at Raith, and then I'll be sorted, and then I'll get down there.
But so you probably couldn't have predicted when you sort of signed this life-changing deal that everyone would just go into complete and utter chaos inside about 6 weeks.
Oh, no, definitely not. Didn't expect any of it, and then I was like, what's going to happen now? Because I was supposed to move. I was supposed to come down sign on 1st of July, and it never happened till the end of July. So because of all the lockdown and everything, so it wasn't great, but it happened eventually.
How were because you'd sort of been between clubs, I'm assuming, during the lockdown period, so how were Raith and Fulham with you?
Well, towards the end of it, I was sort of doing some stuff for the strength and conditioning coach, just at our local park and stuff like that, just keeping distance and stuff, but just doing some extra stuff. So I was still with Raith at that time, because obviously I was still in Kirkcaldy, so I could still do stuff for one of the coaches and stuff, none of the other boys, because a lot of them are from Glasgow and stuff like that, so none of them would travel through, so we weren't able to do organised sport or anything until recently anyway. So
nice. So you're obviously down in London now, I'm assuming, and are you down yourself? Yeah. I'm assuming, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just me, but I've obviously in digs with another family, so it's good. Yeah, it's good.
All right, how do you find that then? It'll be a bit of
I just sort of it's a bit strange, to be honest. See, when you think of it in your head, it's strange, but it's just normal sort of here, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't imagine that, because you're, I think, only same age as me. You're slightly younger than me, born in September 2001. But
I'm 02.
Are you 02? Are you 02? So you're I'm a wee bit older, but I can't even imagine sort of at this age sort of packing my bags and going all the way to the other end of the country from Kirkcaldy. So it was quite a big step for you and your family.
Definitely. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to do it anyway, but obviously I'm here now, and you've got to sort of make some sacrifices. Do you know what I mean? If you want to do what you want to do, you've got to sort of make some sacrifices and do that, and leave home and stuff like that. So it's just all a challenge, isn't it? And something new that you want to do. So
would you have expected Fulham a Premier League club now? Could you have expected such a big move to come for you at such an early age?
Definitely not. I didn't think anything was going to happen. My agent never mentioned any moves or anything to me, because he just sort of let me play. Do you know what I mean? Let me get on with it. So I never had a clue about anything. It was all I was oblivious to everything. Obviously, you see a few scouts now and then at games, but he said they got to the point there was 9 or 10 at one game. So
Not too bad. Not too bad. But that's quite good from your agent then, I'm assuming, because you would get a few. I mean, having spoke to a few that would now put the word in your ear, or these clubs are looking at you, he seemed to be willing to just let you develop, which is the main thing that you
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because he's sort of like he's he's like him and the manager. It was like a week. What was it? Like a week before the end of January. So it would have been like the 20 something, 22nd, 23rd, and what day was it? I can't remember. But we played against Montrose, and I scored 2 goals that game. But obviously Fulham skip was there, so then they said like half time they phoned my agent and then said they wanted to sign me. But then the manager and my agent came to my house to like talk about it, because obviously the manager wanted me to do what's best for me as well. So it wasn't like a bit me staying at the club for him either.
No, that's good. How did you? John McGunn's quite a well-known character these days in Scottish football. How did you find him? He's a wee bit old school, but from the sounds of it in your situation, he was really good with you.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Paul Smith, obviously, they were great with me, honestly, because like I was at start school when I signed, so I was going in like they wanted me to come in like twice a week just so I could get as much training as I could. So the school were good with them as well, wanting me to come in. But yeah, it was good since because they got me in as well last year pre-season before anyone else came in. They were getting me in a couple of days before, like doing some extra stuff for me. So they also wanted me to start. Like I didn't think I was going to play any games, to be honest, last season there, but they obviously believed in me and wanted me to do well. So
Well,
yeah,
you've done quite well for yourself. I mean, I'm looking at the stats there. You've played like over 35 senior games. Like that's pretty unheard of for especially you when I played sort of 16 and 17.
yeah, definitely, yeah. It's good. It's good of them to believe in me and want to play me.
And you must have been the talk of the school as well. I know for my time in high school that when any professional footballers who were in pro academies walked in, they acted the big man. So you must have walked in with your professional gear on and the actual professional football set up, and you must have been.
Oh no, I didn't even have any gear. I just had to wear stuff. I had to just get changed there, and then had a shower, and then went back to school in my school gear because I went in for the afternoon. So I didn't have any actual stuff because I wasn't playing games or that. I was just going in for training. That was all.
No, right. Okay. No, that's quite because how big was that for your development that you? I'm assuming you know a few boys around your age that are in pro academies. It's slightly more pampered than the life you probably had to lead at Raith.
Well, I don't know. Some people like it different. Do you know what I mean? Like some boys like it, like at Rangers and Celtic and stuff like that. But I don't think I'd like that because it was harder because we also I was at an apprentice, like a scholar apprenticeship. So I was like on like not much money, but I enjoyed it with the boys that were there. There was only like 4 of us that were 5 of us maybe. And after games, we played games, and then we just had to like sweep up and put everyone else's boots away and stuff like that. So it's good for keeping groundy and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It was very good, and like filling water bottles up and taking all the gear for training and stuff like that. So it's good. It's very good.
That sounds like quite a throwback to sort of maybe 10 years ago time. You don't really hear much about all that cleaning boots and type stuff now in professional.
Yeah. I know I think it's down to the gaffer. Do you know what I mean? Because like obviously he's old fashioned, so he wants it to stay like that. But no, it's none of like it's no like bad. Like we didn't get like abused for like first team boys at, but they're all good with us. Do you know what I mean? Because we're sort of involved because there's only 4 young boys, so the rest of them are all first team boys, and then we were just involved with them. Like so, it was good. It was very good.
And I'm assuming, I mean, I've been at start in Kirkcaldy a few times with a wee tin shed towards the side of the park and things like that, and the old ground. I'm assuming the differences in surroundings you're surrounded by now are just completely different at Fulham compared to Raith.
Oh, definitely. Like obviously, we trained on the Astro at Starks Park. That's where we were playing. So we trained on the Astro, but down here it's all grass, so it's brilliant. I prefer grass so much more than the Astro. To be fair, the Astro was good because it was like brand new, but I prefer grass so much more than that. And the facilities, obviously at Motspur, that's the proper training game, but we can't train in them now. So, but where we're training now, still the facilities are good compared to what I was used to.
That's interesting because I know at your age that playing on Astro is a lot more normal than perhaps some of the guys you would have been playing with at Raith. I know during when you go up the performance schools, pretty much all the games are played on Astro, and a lot of the youth games are played on Astro these days. So it's a bit interesting to hear that, because when I played a few years ago, all I played on was Astro. So it's interesting to hear, because I know a lot of the boys around about our age do quite like Astro, but interesting to hear somebody that doesn't.
I think it helps your knees and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like in your later years, your knees don't feel it as much, so it's probably a good thing. And ankles and everything, so it's good.
No, definitely. Have you started the season yet down there? I think played.
Our first game got cancelled because of the pitch, but then we played our first game Friday there. We beat Brighton 3-1, so it was good. First game of the season, good start. It's always important to get a good start to the season, so we've got West Ham away this Saturday, so hopefully another win.
That must be quite a surreal sentence for you to be saying, like you've went from like Montrose and the Rock to we played Brighton on Friday, we've got West Ham away at the weekend. Must be quite surreal saying.
I know, definitely. The teams I was playing last season, but yeah.
What are your sort of hopes for the season? Because is it quite a change for you? Because you're going from pretty much a senior environment right back to where some would say people like sort of youngsters should be just in the academies and things like that.
Yeah, obviously it's a bit different, but I'm sort of enjoying it because it's a lot different. Like it's more technical and stuff like that, so it's more of a challenge as well for me. So it's helped me improve other parts of my game that I wouldn't have improved at Raith, and just I feel like I've developed quicker already here. Do you know what I mean? I've sort of helped my development here, especially with all the coaches and stuff like that. So it's good, very good.
Have you been in and around the first team at all yet? Have you got to see any of the guys in action or?
No, obviously because of COVID and everything, we can't go near them because their season's like important. So we're not even allowed to train in the same like facilities as them. So it's not a big deal, obviously, but we'll just stick to where we train around, and but it'll probably be a while yet before we get back to the proper training ground.
Are you having to sort of deal with the same testing requirements as they are being a professional club?
I don't know. I don't know what they get, but we just get temperature checks every morning. That's all you get. But I'm sure that's good enough. But so it's alright. It's not bad. It's just a temperature check. But if it's over, then you can't train. So none of the boys have.
You'll be glad of that. Instead of being at Raith, you'd probably have some sort of thing stuck up your nose twice a week.
Yeah. A few of the boys were sending me some stuff of them getting wee swabs up their nose and stuff like that. Said it was terrible, but nah, I'm glad I'm not having to do any of
that. No, you probably, with how much of a predicament Scottish football seems to be in just now, especially with the First Minister's comments yesterday about the return of fans and things like that, probably not saying like you wanted to just get out of Raith as quick as you could, but it's probably a decent time to make that step up the ladder.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't think I would be minded staying. You know what I mean? Like either way, whatever happened, I probably would have been happy either way. Obviously, I'm delighted to be here, but I would have been happy if I stayed at Raith. I'd been happy if I was here, but just I wouldn't have been too fast if I was still there, to be honest.
No, you seem to be quite laid back about it all. That if it happens, it happens. It doesn't. I mean, if I get a big move to the Premier League, if I'm playing away hard next season, I'll be fine as well.
But there's some big teams in that league as well, though. Like Hearts and that as well, Dundee, Inverness. Big teams, but it's good.
Oh, that's good. So, sort of, what are you hoping for this season that's going to be quite not like any other season that's gone by?
I don't know because obviously I've only played one season and I've won the league and everything like that. So, but obviously it was rubbish not to play that cup final as well. But
the caramel biscuit chocolate cup or whatever they call it.
Aye, that one. Aye, that one.
It was a shame for Raith because it was a decent season, objective complete, and then you couldn't even really say goodbye properly to people associated at the club.
I've seen a few because I went in to like get my medal and stuff like that, and I had a wee interview like just before I came down, a couple of days before, and I spoke to the manager and Paul Smith as well, so, and the chairman as well, but obviously he's left there now, but I spoke to most of them. I never spoke to any of the players or that, but I've spoke to them on like Instagram and all that. So it's been alright. It's been fine, but hopefully I'll get back up again when we get our time off and speak to a few of them.
And hopefully it'll be a time when you can actually go and watch a game with other like Raith fans that are there. Are you a local boy to the club?
What?
Are you a local boy to the club, Raith?
Aye, I've supported them since I was like 7. So obviously I watched them like get relegated like 3 years ago into League One, and then I watched them for 2 seasons no get up, and then I had to just jump in and help them.
That's not too bad then. I'll jump in at 16, 17 years old. I'll get these up, no bother. And then I'll get a decent transfer fee when it goes into the Premier League.
I know. But it's just good that I still don't even believe that I managed to actually like go there, start playing, and then get moved down here. It's just like I just can't believe it.
I know, like it sounds really, really silly, right? But like 10 years ago, you were that 7-year-old boy, like watching at Starks Park, watching the team in Championship League One, and then 10 years later, you've bagged them a great fee, got them promoted again. Must be for you and your family as well. It must be a crazy time.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously at 7 years old, that's all you want to do is just play for your local club. But sometimes it's not really a reality. But obviously it was for me. So I'm just delighted to have helped them get promoted up to Championship. Hopefully they can just do well next season. Right?
Yeah, they've got. It's obviously testing times for them. There's with everything that's going on, you can't really go and make the signings perhaps you would have 6 months ago. But hopefully for them, they do pull through because they probably do deserve to be in the Championship.
Yeah, bro, I think they do. Obviously, they've been stuck down there for 3 seasons and everyone's been wanting to get up straight away. So they'll be under massive pressure from the fans, you know what I mean, to get up. And then I think they would have went part-time because they were part-time, full-time last season. So it wasn't ideal, but I think if they had stayed down, they would have went just full part-time. So I don't know what I would have done, to be honest.
Just scored another 10, 15 goals in the season, got them promoted and got them back full-time probably.
I don't know. That's only what could have happened. That isn't what happened. So it's just good for them to be up in the Championship. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems to have worked out all right. They're in the Championship. You've got your big moves. So all hopefully, I mean, for you, for Raith, and for your season down there in the academy, all goes well.
Hopefully.